Justice League Dark, issue 17, James Tynion IV, writing with Javier Fernandez on the art. Take it away.
So we get the origin of Cersei here, which, I'm always a fan of Greek mythology.
Yeah, it starts interestingly because you see what is Cersei kind of on the like the marbled steps under one of those Greek style pillars, and and the narration's talking about under the light of the moon, she was the daughter of the sun is I think what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this obvious parallel with Diana in that
right.
Zeus being a sky god and such. So it kind of plays that up really heavily at first. It actually doesn't, even though it's Cersei, it doesn't actually tell you until a few pages in.
No, but I could kind of, knowing what I know from the Odyssey and her exile, right? So basically, she's this beautiful woman. They partner up with a powerful prince, but turns out that he was a bit of a scumbag, and so she killed him because he was a brute and a drunk and a liar.
And then
she called him an animal.
And then she gets exiled, or she runs, depending on which version of the story.
So she runs and she takes a ship and she sails until she can't sail anymore, where an island appears and Hecate's there, and she makes basically this Faustian bargain with Hecate that she'll take the witch mark in addition, in trade for power.
She'll bear 1/5 of Hecate's soul, which is an interesting number given that Hecate is usually in threes. So it's interesting there's a fifth and not a sixth.
Right. So she takes it, and then we see the whole her turning people or men into animals, like in the Odyssey.
And the horror of it is really played up here. It looks fantastic. Like they're still in these robes, and they're contorting and twisting into like goats and cows and stuff.
Sheeps, yeah.
And
then it cuts to Diana, who we know is Cersei's inhabiting her body.
Yeah.
Because of the whole Black Diamond, and we get a fun moment with her, Zatanna, and Fate. About is it safe to touch the diamond? So she pockets it, and then Eclipso starts talking to her, and she goes, "Hello there, little one." And I not that I forgot, but I had spaced that this wasn't Diana from the last issue.
And you're like,
I was
that's weird.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah.
And then he automatically realizes what's going on, right?
Yeah, he kind of chuckles.
Right. So then we up to the rest of them where they've sedated Manbat, and Bobo is basically like, where have you guys been? We needed you. What took so long? And I like Khalid's also like, I never want to see anything with that many mouths again. Like it left him scarred. But Constantine knows what's up, and basically is like he seemed possessed. Like that wasn't our guy.
No, he's like, you can see the spell in the eyes. There's something there, and we're gonna have to sort this out.
Yeah, and then Detective Shrimp shows them what's left of Swamp Thing.
Yeah, and he goes over to Diana specifically. It's like, hey, we should probably let the rest of the league know about this situation, because this war that we thought we were preparing for, we're kind of already fighting it. And Swamp Thing's dead, and she just replies with, "Well, shame to lose such a powerful ally. Yeah, maybe try Jason Blood." Right,
and then he's like, "Yeah, good thinking. I'll get right on it." And then he pulls everyone else aside. He's like, "Look, that ain't her. Whatever happened down there, y'all came back with someone that's not Diana."
It's because it's Zatanna is done to it, and she's like, "All right, okay, you put a spell on her right now. Make it so she can't move, so she can't do anything. We need to get ahead of this."
And she tries, and that's where Cersei reveals herself. It looks properly scary. You see the red, like the flame coming up out of her hair.
It looks so good, and and she uses the backwards magic against Zatanna and removes her mouth, so she can't speak.
Which gets an hell out of Bobo, which I thought was good.
Bobo charges, and he just gets turned into a regular chimp.
Right. But it's looking bad, and so Fate tries, and she brings in her Injustice League Dark.
Yep.
And they kind of mop the floor with them, except for Constantine and Midnight, where he goes, "You look like shit, John." He's like, "Well, you, yeah, well, you've always looked like shit, Midnight." Which I understand the appeal of Constantine, right?
Yeah.
Because of moments like that. But as great as that moment is, it doesn't compare to the next where
Oh my
Zatanna
God.
cuts herself a new mouth.
I was because I had for whatever reason skipped over this book this week, so I was reading it
Yep.
while these two were doing their wrestling talk. So if there are any patrons who watch that, you can see me react to this moment as they're talking, because she just grabs a knife and cuts open a hole in her face so that her mouth's there again.
Yep.
And it's visceral and gory. It's fantastic.
Yep. And basically they have to retreat. What we go through?
Yeah,
they're gonna burn them out.
Yeah, they're running away, and Cersei and her league are chasing them through their base. We see a little bit then of Diana inside the moon world. I can't remember the actual name for it.
The collective unconscious.
That was it.
With Witchfire.
Yeah, she's like, oh, there must be a way to get back, and it was like, well, Witchfire's like, yeah, well, can't get any worse.
Nope.
And then who should show up?
The Upside Down Man.
Yeah, it says it can always get worse.
Well, see, now I'm feeling like what we know about what Tynion's doing with the Batman Who Laughs is I feel like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I feel like Upside Down Man who wants revenge on Hecate, right? Because that was his... He's the dark universe version of Hecate, right?
Yeah.
So I just feel like she's gonna have to make a deal with him.
Oh, very much so. And the next time does say a deal with the devil.
Yep.
And I think it's clear where this is going in a very good way and in a very satisfying way of having to compromise her morals like that just to get out of this place.
Right. So, but solid issue. I mean, Zatanna.
I love this issue because obviously all the time we're saying Cersei's walking around with her in Justice League Dark, but it's Diana's body. It's Wonder Woman leading this visually.
Right.
She's got the witch mark and a few other little effects, but it still looks like Wonder Woman.
And I've in all my years reading comics, I've seen people neutralize Zatanna. I've never seen Zatanna fight back this way.
No, I've never seen. I've never seen her take a knife and cut a hole in her face,
so she can talk.
That was new.
No, which it made me think of Harry Potter when Snape's trying to teach him how to duel silently. And that's all I thought of is Zatanna, you got to learn to do this stuff without talking. Yeah. So, but solid issue. The art by Fernandez is really good.
It's top notch stuff.
Yeah. Like the way that he plays with the shadows, the how stuff looks properly monstrous in parts.
And it's very much an issue of two halves because you have like the 8 or so page opening sequence, which is the origin story, and I love the colors in that are all muted until they're all these kind of dull greens and blues, very soft, until you get to Cersei with the powers, and it's all bright red, and it's horror comes out, and the present day is mostly a little bit brighter. It just a little bit, not much, but again, once everything kicks off, it comes alive again.
Yeah, that first section is all about moonlight because that's where Hecate, draws her power from and whatnot. So the art and the story do a really good job at driving that back.
Yeah, there's a lot of purples in the second half because of the Black Diamond, but it looks great.
Yeah, someone's definitely getting possessed by Eclipsa, right?
Oh yeah.
So to fight that,
it's just a question of who.
Which might lead to a problem because we've already seen this when they fought Naboo, right? Where they had to become the Lords of Chaos. So, I
think this is a little bit different in that it's making a deal with Eclipso rather than controlling it themselves. And it will just be presumably just the one of them.
Right. So if you had a bet, who's taking it?
I think Diana's off the table.
Right.
I don't think Zatanna I think it could be one of the Fates, because we've got two of them here. We've got Kelly and Kent. So I think we could do one of those.
I feel that it has to be Zatanna because of her father and the stuff that he put into. He's put the stuff into motion.
It could be, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. What you rating it?
I'm giving it 8.5. This is great.
Yeah, I'm gonna go slightly below. I'm gonna give it an 8, but it is really, really good. So far, the best book of the week for me.
Yeah.